Hello again, everyone. This is David Hittle with United Real Estate Louisville, conducting a part two of the November 2020 housing market report. I had to run take care of something at the end of part one, so we'll get right into part two. Better this way anyway. Gives you a little bit of drama, makes it a bit more dramatic. Same as last time, if you'll give me a thumbs up if you're watching this video live. I always appreciate seeing the thumbs up and hearing from those who watch my videos. And we will get right back into it. So Danielle Hale, who is the chief economist at Realtor.com, says, quote, "We expect home sales in 2021 to come in 7% above 2020 levels." So that's promising for those looking to sell their home, following a more normal seasonal trend and building momentum through the spring and sustaining the pace in the second half of the year. While home sales are expected to lose some momentum over the last months of 2020, the shallower than normal seasonal slowdown creates a higher base of activity leading into 2021 that is roughly maintained for the first half of the year. As vaccines for the coronavirus become broadly available to the public and economic growth reflects the resumption of more normal patterns of consumer spending, home sales gain even more in the second half of the year. So Realtor.com's chief economist predicting home prices will increase about 7% above what they were in 2020 here in 2021, and they expect the market to go back to more of a normal state. So Realtor.com is just one forecaster of home price forecasts. We have Zelman, who is predicting a 5.9% rise over the next 12 months. HPES predicting a 3.7% increase over the next 12 months. And CoreLogic predicting a more modest 1.9% home price growth over the next 12 months. For the 2021 forecast, Realtor.com is predicting 5.7%, National Association of Realtors 4.5%, Freddie Mac 2.6%, Fannie Mae 2.1%, and MBA 2%. So through all of the predictions, all the experts are predicting home price growth over the next 12 months and into the new year. Lawrence Yun, the chief economist of the National Association of Realtors, indicates that any foreclosure increases will likely be quickly absorbed by the market. It will not lead to any price declines. So what he is talking about there is that if foreclosures start to increase or if foreclosures start to happen to where individual homeowners are losing their homes, Lawrence Yun is predicting that those homes will be gobbled up by the market. They will be purchased quick, just like normal homes are today. So Lawrence Yun, again, this winter may be one of the best winters for sales activity. We're seeing that. I'm starting to see the numbers here in the Louisville, Lexington area. They're starting to decrease. If you receive my weekly newsletter, you will know from 2 weeks ago to this week, we had seen more than 300 homes go off the market. And then again, from this week from last week into this week, we saw another about 300 homes decline. If that continues, it'll take about 10 or 11 weeks before we're down to zero. I've never seen a time where we have no inventory on the market. That would be shocking to me. I don't believe it's going to happen. As Lawrence Yun says, This winter may be one of the best winters for sales activity. On a winter-to-winter comparison, this could be one of the best breakout years just based on the fact that pending contracts are at such a high level. So as a realtor, that's what I'm telling my clients who are thinking about selling. Maybe we'll wait until spring. This might be the best winter for home sales. And waiting until spring means you're going to miss out on it. Homeowners will put their homes back on the market. All these homeowners that have left the market for the winter will jump back in the spring, and there are going to be less eyes on your property that way. And us as realtors have dealt with this for so long now. We've always had virtual tours, and we could always go through a home and do a virtual tour of the home, but they were not as big as they have now become. Some homeowners, I had a home that I was selling, had the home sell. I was the listing agent, and the buyer never saw the home before closing, before they bought the home. They had their real estate agent do a virtual video tour. The agent walked around the home and showed them everything that they could want to see. And they made an offer, and we accepted their offer. So amazing what technology will do nowadays. Virtual events exploded in popularity due to the pandemic, but they are proving to be a highly valuable opportunity regardless. Not only can they be just as engaging and exciting as an in-person event, they allow you to bring together a wider audience. It's true. You can have an audience from all over the country, all over the world, on a virtual video tour of a home. I think I'm going to do one here very soon. Might be something for next Sunday to show off. So looking at sales, that's an important thing. Almost every part of the country is blue, and blue is what we like to see. For the United States as a whole, the average days on market right now is 21. Here in the Louisville, Kentucky market, if a home is on the market after about 7 days, we start to question what's wrong with it. That's how quickly homes are selling here in our Louisville, Lexington area. In Wyoming, they're taking quite a bit longer. Hawaii taking quite a bit longer as well. And Louisiana is not blue either, but they're not taking as long as Wyoming and Hawaii are. Wyoming and Hawaii may be both in buyer's market situations now, rather than being in seller's market situations. That's usually what happens when you see average days on market go up. There's not enough buyers in the market. There's way more homes on the market than there are buyers. Creates a buyer's market, and prices in those areas start to decrease as well. Existing home sales through the roof. They're spiking, which is good. Existing home sales up by region. Existing home sales are up 26.7% year over year for the U.S. as a whole. In the Northeast, they're up 32.8%, 28.1% in the Midwest, 26.1% in the South, and 22.8% in the West. So we are selling homes for sure. Looking at the latest existing home sales based on the past 3 years, this year severely outpaced last year and the year before. And so did the previous month, and the previous month before that, and the previous month before that. We have to go all the way back to June before we saw better existing home sales than that month. New home sales are also spiking across the country. They're actually spiking way more than anything else. And of course, new home sales are brand new construction homes. And that's because, in my opinion, there's less competition. Less competition for new construction homes. You go in there, you sign the piece of paper saying this is how much you'll pay, and there you go. They build your home and you move in when it's done. It's amazing. Nobody in the other room saying, well, I'll pay more. There's no bids, there's no offers on new construction homes. That's what makes them so amazing, what makes them so good. And of course, new home sales through the roof, just like existing home sales. And if you're thinking that the new homes are out of your price range, and I talk about this often, but if you think they're outside your price range, just check this out. 27% of new home sales are between $200,000 and $299,000. So between $200,000 and $300,000 is 27% of brand new home sales. That is not out of your price range, especially not with these interest rates being what they are. Another 20% were between $300,000 and $400,000, 15% between $400,000 and $500,000, 10% between $500,000 and $750,000. So again, if you are in the majority of new home sales are selling, the price that they're selling for, it's amazing. New home sales are selling fast. Before in September, it was taking about 4.6 months from completion to sold. August was also 4.6 months. Those are way high, taking a long time, four, almost 5 months. Well, today you're looking at 3 months. 3 months from completion to sold in order to sell. Homes that are new construction homes here in the Louisville, Lexington area are not even being completed before they're sold. That's how fast they're being sold. They're being sold before they've even poured the foundation. It is amazing how quickly things are selling in this country. Total number of home sales this year in October, 653,000. That's lower, of course, than July. July was our peak at 682,000. So we are starting to see the drop off for the winter cycle. And as home sellers pull their houses off the market, less to buy, less to sell. Pending home sales, just like everything else, through the roof. And the U.S., 20.2% year over year in pending home sales. Absolutely amazing, stunning, actually. And then the percentage of distressed property sales. So January, the beginning of 2019, I should say, 4% of all property sales were distressed properties, so either foreclosures or short sales. Today it is 1%, less than 1% of home sales. Home prices, existing homes, so homes that are already been built, not new construction, but existing home sales or existing home prices are up 15.5% in the U.S. as a whole year over year. So 15.5%, it's a big number. 20.2% in the Northeast, 16.7% in the Midwest, 15.7% in the South, and 15.1% in the West. Year over year, home price increases. Amazing. So it hadn't been this way, but it is starting to get there. I think the more wealthy folk among us are finally buying homes again. Year over year, or well, compared to last year, the $1 million homes are now selling at 102.2% versus last year. So the more wealthy among us are finally getting out there and buying homes, which is good. It's good for everybody that we don't have homes sitting on the market. It's good for everybody. Year-over-year price changes, again, through the roof. Stunning numbers. It is amazing how home prices have increased. Is just amazing. Currently, 7.3% is the year-over-year percentage change in price. So year-over-year, this time versus last year, the home price is up on average 7.3%, with the forecast being 1.9% according to CoreLogic. Housing inventory. And this is seller traffic. So seller traffic has taken a hit. We're now stable in seller traffic everywhere except for Alaska, North Dakota, New Hampshire, and Connecticut. Everywhere else, seller traffic is stable, which is the number of sellers. Again, they're in Alaska, very strong seller traffic. So people are selling a lot of homes in Alaska right now. Might be an opportunity if somebody wants to do their remote work from Alaska. Same with North Dakota, very high seller traffic. They have more homes on the market than they have buyers. Same with Connecticut and New Hampshire. Might find some great deals on homes in those four states. Months of inventory is falling down. It's falling through the floor. It is not good. We do not have, well, it's predictable for this time of the year, but it's not good to have decreased inventory. 2.5 months worth of inventory is where we sit right now, with 6 months being a stable market. So we're at 2.5 months. That is the lowest months of inventory we have seen over the past 2 years. Whew. Not good. Not good, good. Inventory levels are all in the red. Housing supply all in the red. However, there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel. New home inventory is actually higher than existing home inventory. Imagine that. So we have 3.3 months on average in the U.S. of new home inventory, and should be over this winter into spring. The home builders ought to be ramping that up as well. That is still a whole lot lower than last year. Last year at this time, we were at 5.5 months of new home inventory. So buyer demand and foot traffic. Foot traffic is starting to get back to where it was at the beginning of this year. And of course, we saw foot traffic drop dramatically in the months of March, April, and May. Those were the worst 3 months this year for home traffic. It has steadily increased. We're now at 39.8. It's just an index. But talk about March at 13.5, April at 1.8, and May at 6.8. So nobody really wanted to look at homes in March, April, or May, but they are now. They're looking now in June, July, August, September, and October, and into November. We're seeing foot traffic still. The buyer's traffic index is a lot different. We have very strong buyer traffic in, well, look at that. We have a lot of seller traffic and a lot of buyer traffic in Alaska. So those prices might not be too good after all. North Dakota is not having very, very good buyer traffic. I think it's too cold up there in North Dakota. It's too close to Canada. They get too cold up there. But they're having stable buyer traffic, not out of control. Iowa, stable buyer traffic. Louisiana, stable buyer traffic. But Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, very, very strong buyer traffic in those areas. And interest rates, talking about interest rates once again, 2.71%. 2.71%. But the projections say something else. Projections are showing that mortgage interest rates are going to rise. So if you are a home buyer, you need to be anticipating today that mortgage rates may be going up. At the same time, home prices are going to be going up. That could be bad. That could mean that you're going to pay a lot more money for a home because of the interest rates. For quarter one, the average of all four, and that's Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, MBA, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Association of Realtors, the average of all four for Q1 2021 is 2.92%. So about 0.21% over what it is today. Q2, 2.95. So going up. Q3, 3.02, and then Q4, 3.07. So you're starting to get back up into the threes by the end of 2021, according to the projections. Today, we have low interest rates. Now is the time to be buying a home if that is what you to do. If you're going to buy a home anyway, why not get it at the best price possible? And why not get it at the lowest possible interest rate? That way you don't have to spend, you're not paying so much more towards interest. Average days to close a loan is increasing now. We are up to about 54 days, so just under 2 months in order to close a loan. So that is, you have an average of 22 days to go from on the market to under contract, and then 54 days to close the loan. So we're looking about 76 days on average to close a loan, and that depends on a variety of factors and what's going on. FICO credit score requirements are up. 753 is the average FICO credit score requirement now. However, do not let that depress you. Please do not let that depress you. There are lenders that will do it for less than 753. And according to the all closed loans as per Ellie Mae, another one of the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Ellie Mae. There's a Sally Mae too. She has your student loans. 45.99% of those who closed a loan had between a 500 and a 749. So do not worry. Get with a realtor. They will get you with a lender who may be able to help you out there. Average FICO score according to loan. So for all loans, the average is 753. For a conventional loan, it's 759. They have higher standards anyway. For an FHA loan, which is what I see most predominantly here in the Louisville, Lexington area, is 683. So if you're in or around that number, you're pretty good. And for VA, 725. So you're doing all right there. You're doing fine there. And the average back-end debt-to-income ratio is about 35%. So lenders don't want to give you a loan if you have a whole lot of debt. So if your debt to income is high, then try to work that down prior to wanting to buy a home. You should do that anyway. Get your financial house in order before you start to think about buying a home or buying anything big for that matter. But for a conventional, it was about the average was 35% debt to income. For FHA, it was 43%. And for a VA, it was 41%. So there is room. There's always room. And again, it all depends on a variety of different factors. And we try to speak in just general terms here and what the national average really is. So everyone, I'm sorry I had to do 2 parts on this. I think it worked out. The first one was like 21 minutes, and this one was about 25. So it works out about an hour, which is good. It's fine. But I hope that this is educational for you guys. I try to have a heart of a teacher rather than a heart of a salesman. I thoroughly love this stuff. This stuff is like it's like popcorn popping in my head. So um, I enjoy teaching you guys, and I enjoy telling you guys what I'm learning here and what I can see for the future. And hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully it helps you make a better decision about buying or selling a home. And if you do decide to buy or sell a home, I hope that you will give me a call, whether you're buying here in Louisville or Lexington or anywhere in the world, literally in the world. I will find you, and I can find you an agent that will work well. And if you are looking to buy here in the Louisville, Kentucky area, I operate out towards Shelbyville, out into E-Town area. I work anywhere that I believe I can help. You can give me a call. All of my contact information is in the description of the video. And I hope you enjoy it. And until next Sunday, what is next Sunday? It's the 20th. We're getting close to Christmas next week. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the not as beautiful weather. It was more beautiful yesterday, but that is Kentucky, and this is what we get. Everybody have a great day.